Greetings tankers, it's the Long Con, and I'm finally here to show you the Centurion Action 10, or the Axe as we've been calling it. Now this is certainly sure to become my favorite tier 10 medium, as it is quick, it's well armored, equips a very nasty gun, and is extremely reliable under pressure. Now the FV4202 before it featured a very similar turret, a mantletless, highly sloped, angled turret that depended more upon angling instead of armor thickness to bounce shots. However, the armor is pretty significant. We still have about 198 millimeters of armor in certain places on the front of the turret, and in other places more. And then when you angle all of those surfaces, you get a lot more. And just like all the other high-tier British tanks that depend upon their tough turrets, their good mobility, and their amazing gun depression, this excels at sitting on the sides of hills and deploying the stop and pop technique. Move into cover on the side of the hill, come up, take a shot, back down, you reload, come back up, you aim, you take a shot, rinse and repeat. Easy as pie. And if you don't have it by now, British tanks might not be your cup of tea. Now, a much needed boon for this tank is the increased top speed up to 53 kilometers an hour, and downhill in certain grades you will go a little bit faster than that as well. And it's got that good British grunt that you can just depend on to get you where you need to go quick. I love it. She's kind of a big tank like the Centurion 7.1 before her, about the size of a heavy really, so making your silhouette small is going to be the way to success, and the best way to do that is to deploy yourself hull down. Now, the gun is essentially the same as the FV4202's 105. Nears makes no difference. It's slightly less accurate and has a slightly longer aim time, but you're going to find very, very positive results with it. Here's the location of our crew, and when we get to the armor inspector, you'll see that the driver has a little bit added extra protection over him. But most importantly, get familiar with where your ammo rack lives. It's mostly port side loaded, and there's a huge stowage unit there right underneath the upper and lower glacis, and you want to keep that stuff protected as much as you can. And here's the armor you can hope to be doing it with. Fortunately, none of your ammo lives in the turret, and if you play hull down on the side of a hill, you can protect your hull from taking any damage and threatening your ammo rack. The only way it will get damaged in that kind of a position is if you get hit by some heinous high explosive round. I don't know, say from Sky Cancer? Now you can see the majority of the armor is in the turret and the upper glacis. Hull down on the side of a hill, all of these zones become ricochet zones. If you can bait people to shoot at you, say while you're being evasive and bobbing up and down, reloading your gun, shooting, backing down, reloading your gun, popping back up, like it creates an environment in which it's like playing whack-a-mole, and there's the guy downrange trying to whack you and your friends, shooting at him, and every time he catches you, he's catching you at like a ricochet angle off of your incredibly heinous turret armor, your upper glacis, and the bing shot bounces straight off. You have to think about it in terms of organic play. You don't want to be static. It's all about fooling people to shoot at you and getting them to shoot at your toughest armor so that they're then empty and you can come back up and take a shot at them, let your gun aim completely, aim for a weak spot, and start tearing them down. It's a beautiful tank for it. It's an excellent replacement for the FV4202, arguably better, and I've got some games for you. We love it when we get into games like this, and whenever we do so, we manage to really carry hard. I love playing with these guys. We have a long history together, and I look forward to many more games. That was just a quick little smash and grab. I've got a couple more games here I'm going to show you guys in which I'm going to commentate. And I'm here currently on a team destruction round on Dragon Ridge with my pal Diz, who was in that last game. He was actually the only one of us that got killed in that game. Sorry, Diz, I feel slightly responsible for that, but I mean, maybe you deserved it. I can't say for sure. Be that as it may, I want to get into a good position here in the middle of the map and shoot eastward into the tied-up flank. We didn't run into any resistance when we pushed up here along the western ridge. I take a couple of shots at an Object 430 version 2. Don't really have any encounters with him strongly, but we'll see him again later. I just trade around with the T10 here, and I hate giving up hit points unnecessarily, but in this kind of situation, I wasn't using my armor correctly, and, you know, I trade with him. It's a fair trade. He's almost dead, and there, Diz finishes him off after I get another round into him, so there you go. I'll be more diligent in the future with the armor, I promise. Now, this friendly E5 off to my 3 o'clock is engaged with another T10, but then I can't drive through that, seriously? Oh, but I can drive through this, though, right? Totally. Snapshot and finish off that T10 and immediately jump on this E75. I do not want to sit in front of this guy's gun, even though there's a T30 downrange that could threaten me. I got to get behind this E75. Don't want to take a hit. And then getting behind him gets him to spin his turret around, exposing all of his weak spots to the tanks behind me. E5, my pal Diz, and then the horde of remaining tier 9 and 10 tanks that are with us. We crush the shit out of that E75 driver and immediately push up this T30's ass. Oh! But there's that Object 432. He gets finished off. Good news. Yeah, he never really threatened me directly, so we had a mutually respectful relationship, I'd like to think. In hot pursuit now of this T30, who is pretty much giving up the fight and is charging headlong to try to link up with his team. There's just no way. It would have been better if he'd have stood his ground and tried to do some damage, but I pop him once more and Diz finishes him off. Good shot, buddy. I'm going to fast forward the action a little bit just to keep the pace of battle. There's really no point in showing you guys just dead air, right? We immediately run into the remainder of their team, which consists of tier 9 heavies backed up by a tier 10 tank destroyer and a T-62A, neither of which we've seen as of yet. Amorak the Conqueror, as he's coming up the hill. Oh shit, there's the T-62A. He takes a big hit in the back. Oh man, Diz hits him there. I pop him again. I don't kill him. Slightly higher than average roll. Hopefully Diz reloads before him. Oh, Diz. Oh, there it is, Diz. Good shot. Oof, man, and I pick up this E5, fortunately. Alright, we've just, well, almost equalized the playing field a little bit. There's that damn Conqueror again, I swear, that guy. Don't manage to reload my gun in time to shoot at him, and I waste a shot upwards at that M103. Really need to get back up there with Diz and help him, but what am I? I'm going to go back and shoot at the Conqueror again? Yeah, that was kind of a waste of time. Meanwhile, there's some heavy tanks along the 4 line. An IS-7, and I don't even know what the other tank is, to be honest. It's like, what are you guys doing? Why don't you get up here and get in these tanks' faces? It's like, they're tier 9 heavies. You're a tier 10 heavy. Like, I don't know. Just usual, like, complaints about what the fuck is the team doing. Meanwhile, there's a unupgraded T10 up here that's demonstrating excellent aggression and is using Diz and I to posture against those heavy tanks up on the hill. And it's like, he's not even upgraded and he's up here, and there's an IS-7 400 meters down range sniping. It's like, come on, get your priorities straight, dude. Whatever the case, Conqueror is definitely pressing aggressively. I managed to get a shot into the turret ring of this M103, and here we can watch Diz's turret bounce a APCR round from that Conqueror using the 120mm L1A1. It's like, turret armor ain't no joke, guys. If you use it correctly, it will bounce shots. We're doing the best we can here, given the limits of our gun depression, but yeah, time to do something else. In an attempt to be cheeky, I drop down off the line and push around the flank to try to catch these heavy tanks unaware, but the T-10 couldn't stand up there apparently and followed me down, in addition to Diz, and there was no longer anything engaging these heavy tanks frontally. It was a bit of a misplay on our part, and I get another shot into that M103 after bouncing one, but there it is right there. Yeah, there's just not much I can do there. The Conqueror pops me, and Diz immediately pops the Conqueror. And then the M103 gets picked off by somebody else sitting down range. Some IS-7 heavy tank nonsense going on at 400 meters over there. Diz secures his top gun on the Conqueror, whose ammo rack I damaged long ago, and smokes out the last remaining tank destroyer, the E3. Gets a high roll of APCR through him, and I'm like, Diz, oh yeah, come on, Diz, get him, get him. Diz loads Hesh in a cheeky attempt to hit him with the high explosive damage. Pops him there and just does nothing, and, you know, he's like, oh, gotta use the Hesh, gotta kill him with the Hesh, mate. And I'm like, god damn it, Diz, just load heat and just kill him, man. Oh, just not another one. It's like, oh, you're tempting fate. Diz is British, by the way. Sorry about that. He's like, no, I gotta do it with the Hesh. I gotta do it with the Hesh. Oh, it's like, just kill him, Diz. Just kill him. Load APCR and just kill him. There it is. There it is. Yeah, you know, these British with the Hesh, it's just, it's their lifeblood. It's like Vegemite. Pretty good game for the two of us, though. And we did a whopping 13,000 damage between the two of us. Yeah. Last game I have for us here is on Live Oaks. I'm running with my friends Pow, Cobra, and Boogie. The previous of the two are in Centurion Action 10s, and the latter is in his IS-4. It is obviously a tier 10 game, and we are prepared to go big. Now, whenever I spawn on the northern flank, I really like to push south into this peninsula that's out here, especially when you have good gun depression and good sight range and a good gun. Everything the Centurion Action 10 brings to the fight. But this little peninsula here is a great place to get hull down and just start putting the hurt to people. You got to be a little bit careful because you can drive off the back of it and drown for some stupid reason. Bad game design. I hold accountable for that, but for the most part, it's a pretty good spot. Especially if you can turn off their eyes and just pummel people from range. You can see us just putting the screws to these German heavies that thought it wise to drive down the train tracks. There's just nothing that they can do. They're tracked. That E100, I think both of his tracks were blown off. His engine had been knocked out I don't know how many times. But he's just done. Like, E75's engine just gets damaged there. He's tracked. It's like he's probably already down his repair kit. Pow picks up yet another kill. Zero in on the Tiger II and just go straight through his upper glacis. Another big hit from one of the support tanks there. I'm not sure who put that one in. Oh, but you can see with angling, the Tiger II manages to bounce a shot, so good on you, buddy. Lose detections on these guys. So yeah, I'm not sure who was spotting them, but it obviously went away. Pow pushes up to get in their face. Takes a shot from that 5120, I think. Ooh, 50B, even worse. Or better, depending on which side you're on. Whatever the case, it's starting to look like we got this flank under control. Boogie with his IS-4 has pushed up in addition to Pow in the Action 10, and Cobra and I hit the gas and get on the stick. We want to smash through this flank quick, make sure that nothing goes wrong. We can get all the tanks swept off the board over here so that we can then push the flank over to the northwestern side of the map and relieve our friendlies before they get wiped out. Time is of the essence in instances like this, and when you're in fast-moving medium tanks, you absolutely have to seize the opportunities as they present themselves and get aggressive. Never want to sit back. Oh, hey, sorry, buddy. Didn't see you there. Damn bushes, man. I tell you what. Those bushes. Ooh, high roll into the off-4. Snapshot on the move. Get dead off-4. Get dead. Now, it's in situations like this where the Action 10 performs leaps and bounds better than the old FV4202. With the higher top speed, you can close range quickly at the end of the game to get back and relieve collapsing flanks of friendly tanks. Man, say that 10 times fast. Are you kidding me? In an effort to do that, I just floor it to try to get as many tanks detected along this ridgeline as I possibly can, while I got tanks behind me to snipe them off the hills. I load cheap Hesh. That's right, this tank gets cheap Hesh, by the way, as we learned from Diz in the last game. I load cheap Hesh, and I smash into this charioteer at full bore, beat his gun rotation, do over 530 damage with the first shot, and over 510 with the second shot. Yeah, which is just amazing. And tanks like Charioteers are the kinds of tanks you want to use that cheap Hesh on, because you're going to penetrate and you're going to do max damage. I think the penetration is like 102 or 103. It's just like the FE4202's 105. It's the same gun, the old L7A1. Now, we just descend on this poor IS-3 like a pack of mad dogs, and he's done. There you are, Cobra, by the way. That's 2 games you've been in tonight, so you're now famous to the world of YouTube, as you most respectfully requested. You're welcome. Be careful what you do with your fame, though. It could destroy you. Yeah, but as you can clearly see, this game is just in the bag. Cleared off this bravely capping platoon of mismatched heavy tanks, and yeah, that's all she wrote, folks. Centurion Action 10 is a very capable tank, and I'm sure that you're quite able to see that now with the games that I've shown you, and just the consistent numbers that all the Centurion Action 10 drivers have put down in the duration of these last 3 games. If you're thinking about going up this tank line, I strongly encourage it. It's one of my favorites. This has been the Long Con. Happy hunting.